This is a detailed review on how to use Territory Plan Pro dashboard and reports to get greater insight into how you and your team are doing on working on your sales territories. We are in the Salesforce.com Sales Cloud in the dashboards page. We are looking at the Territory Plan dashboards. We give you 6 reports that show graphically here. When you click on any one of the reports, it will show the underlying report. So the first 3 look at how you're doing versus your sales goal, and it shows it versus different variables, some of our unique objects. Let's take a look at them. The first one shows you how you're doing versus your sales goal in blue, new sales needed in green, and pipeline gap. Now, and this shows it versus each of the territory plans underneath you in the hierarchy. You can click this and that will change the perspective, the view. My territories, my team territories are all territory plans in your instance. And that would be often determined also by where you are in the hierarchy in your instance. So let's say you have a number of people reporting to you. You can see how they are each doing versus their territory plan. If you are a territory manager, it will show your plan or plans and show you how you're doing. If you go down, it will allow you to see the underlying data, and that sorts by territory owner. And you can see again how each territory is doing, and it also aggregates each of these variables. Let's look at the next report. That shows you how you're doing your goal versus closed opportunities. In other words, opportunities in the plan that you have closed won. And again, it will give you the underlying data and sort by territory plan owner. And the third of those reports looks at the goal, the gap, and open opportunities, what is in your funnel. So that could be very useful as well. Again, it shows the pipeline gap. So it indicates to you where you need to put some attention. The next 2 reports in the dashboard look at how you're doing versus stage, sales stage. Okay, so let's look at the first one. And it will show you, this is your opportunity stages. This is showing the aggregate of the opportunities in each of these territory plans, and that is within each stage. So let's say it's getting on to the close of the quarter, the month, the year, and you want to see where you might have some good opportunities that you may be able to close. Well, you look for the opportunity perhaps right before the closed stage, and that would be in purple in this case. And you can go down. First of all, you notice which plans have more of those opportunities, that amount of opportunity. And then you can go down and look in the underlying data, look at the territory plan. You can click right to the territory plan. You can also see the underlying opportunities that make up that amount. Another view versus stage of the sales process is opportunity amount by account type. So let's say if you are looking to, let's say, build on current customers this quarter, and you want to look for opportunities in those customers that are close to, let's say, the end of the sales process or anywhere in the sales process, you can see that. And again, you can go in and see the underlying data. Finally, one that can be very helpful to understand how your team is doing versus um, each stage in the process. This aggregates how long you are taking in each stage. So in this case, you can see that this team is taking a long time in the qualification stage. Now that may be troubling as a sales manager, and you may want to understand what's going on. You can take a look at the underlying data, and you can decide on what kind of remedial action should be taken. So that's the dashboard. It has 6 reports in it out of the box. You can edit this. You can change the reports that you want to have in here. You can customize the reports. You can also add your own reports that you may want to show in this dashboard. The next thing we'd like to look at is the territory plan reports. You go to the reports tab, the territory plan reports folder, and you get 15 reports in there. And let's take a look at this. One I wanted to show you is activities and strategies by plan. If you may recall that in Territory Plan Pro, we enable each user to create important strategies and tactics to take action to move toward their objectives. And at the same time, they can create tasks and events in Salesforce to work on those strategies and tactics. And this report captures those tasks and events. It shows them here. It sorts by territory plan owner and then by territory plan. So you can look at it. You can see if you are a territory manager how you're doing and where you need to put some effort because perhaps you identified a very good strategy and a good task or event, but have not completed it yet. If you're a sales manager, you want to understand how your team is doing versus these very important tasks. Also, in any of these reports, you can click the Customize button and make some modifications, perhaps add some fields or remove some fields, and then resave it. And that will enable you to customize it to your needs. I wanted to show you a few of the other reports. One is the Territory Plan Summary. And so you can see, and again, you can decide at what level you want to look at this, your team, or depending on, again, where you are in the hierarchy. This allows you to see what's going on in each of the territory plans. It also aggregates the totals of each of our unique objects here. Another useful report is Territory Plan Summary by date. What we've done is we enable you to set this up, and we have a setup guide which will have your Salesforce admin set this up. And what you can do is you can record how you're doing against these variables, sum of new sales needed, pipeline needed, and pipeline gap. And you can have it set to, for example, take a snapshot every month. This is a demo environment, so the data is not that great, but you can take a snapshot every month as to how you're doing versus these very important variables. For example, the pipeline gap, which shows in orange, and you would hope over the course of the year that the pipeline gap goes down, but you may find that it isn't, which would be an indicator that maybe something's going on. You can look at the underlying data and then make some decisions as to how you may want to respond to that. Another helpful report is top opportunities by plan. You can see it shows by each plan how much opportunity they have that is, in this case, equal to or greater than 100,000. You can click the edit button and change that number. But you can see how each territory plan is doing versus its top opportunities. You can go down into the report and look for each under each territory owner, then under each territory plan, and then it will show the underlying opportunities, the top opportunities. Finally, we have a usage report that shows how many territory plans each individual has, but perhaps even more importantly, when it was created, when it was last modified. And this will sort again by territory owner. So let's say if you have a number of people reporting to you, you can see when the last time is they modified it, etc. So this has been an overview of how you and your team can use the Territory Plan dashboard and reports to get greater insight into how you're doing versus your strategies, actions, your plans to accomplish your objectives in your sales territories.